Hello, street. All right, let me let people know live. Okay. Of course, I go live as soon about a TTRPG stuff as soon as one of the crit roll discussion channels goes live. That's funny. But the thing is, sorry about that. If you try to adjust when you go live to not go live at the same time as other people, you're just gonna end up never going live because there's always somebody going live. That's the nature of the world, especially if, with VTubers, because there are so many. There's so many. So it's funny. I almost did a. How if I put up my model now, wouldn't it? Like I'm forgetting something before I start going. So I was going through this guide, get ready for because I was originally planning to do a Armored Core stream, right? And it turns out that one of the missions I did last last stream, last Armored Core stream, where it was like destroy the gun emplacements, and then it's like, do you want to go on the next mission? That's not just a random thing that happens. That happens on that mission if you beat it fast enough. And had I gone through and completed the mission, I would have got the Karasawa, which is the best energy rifle. So now I have to redo that mission, and it is so annoying. Uh, all right, let's go over to just chatting. Oop. All right. Okay. I am Live. Get it? Instead of live, it's Live. Oh, that reminds me. I need to set a reminder. Gotta set a reminder on my phone. I gotta set a personal alarm for myself to go off. I have it go off. There we go. All right, I just set an alarm to go off in 3.5 hours, so it'll be just after I finish stream to remind me to do the dishes. Okay. All right. Ah. I need a shade. All right. So, oh, looks like Green Ronin's making a new uh, RPG. A new thing. Yeah, Motherlands RPG. It could be anything. So I had this thing where, like, on Twitter, I was interacting with with a post, right? And it just drew so much, like, so many insulting and negative responses, and I was like, what in the world? Um, and it was, in case some of you didn't know, SpaceX had a test flight of one of their rockets not too long ago, a few days ago, and the rocket launched, and then like 30 seconds into its test flight, it just exploded, tore itself apart. And so I saw tons of people. What did they say? It very rapidly disassembled. It had an unexpected disassembly. Yes, a rapid, unscheduled disassembly. Exactly, Silva. And so I saw people, like, I saw a lot of the people who just hate Elon Musk just cheering and saying your rocket blew up, your rocket fell apart, and sharing that image around. Um, and just like using it to just completely dunk on Musk and talking about how this rocket was just another thing that Musk made that had failed and blah 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 blah, and just sharing it around because they're like sharing around. He doesn't want you to know this, and so I like replied to one of those tweets because I was like, okay, I see everybody sharing this around, and I'm like, there weren't like people in there, were there? Because like I grew up with the Challenger, like uh the Challenger tragedy, right? So like that was my first thought when I see a rocket blowing it, tearing itself apart. I didn't know it was unmanned. I didn't know anything about it. I first found out about it when I saw it blowing up, and then I'm having flashbacks for like I'm hearing about where I learned about the Challenger explosion, right? Um, so I didn't know it was unmanned. So I asked, like, what do you do if you don't know something? You ask a question. And so many people just came out with all of these insulting responses. Um, and they're like, think for yourself. Don't just uh, think for yourself. Don't just follow the trends and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, I wasn't accusing anybody of anything. I wasn't. I wasn't saying jack squat about diddly. I was just asking a question, and it was kind of it was kind of funny how like vehement people got because people were expressing that apparently this rocket was testing an experimental engine and just getting off of the launch pad was a success. Everything after that was just a bonus, and they'd expected it to explode. They'd expected it to explode at some point. And I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. That's part of the scientific process. Like, well, the thing is, I wasn't even expressing an opinion. I wasn't saying anything derogatory about anybody. I just asked a question. Okay, I gotta share. I gotta share a picture that someone just shared on Twitter. Um, and I gotta ask y'all if it bugs you as much as it bugs me. Apparently, my complaints about JFIF were heard somewhere, and Twitter stopped posting things as many things in JFIF. I haven't gotten a JFIF download in a while from Twitter. Of course, the picture's here. So someone shared this image with the caption that it's their summoning circle, right? You know, funny, haha, math rocks, go burr, right? But then, right, I look at it. Here's my microphone. I look at it, right? And if you look at the numbers that are facing up on all of the dice in the circle, they appear to have no rhyme or reason. They're not in any kind of pattern. It's just random dice on random numbers. Yeah. But like it's these random dice on random numbers. There's no pattern. And when I think summoning circle, I think intricate pattern within a pattern. I think you know, those alchemy circles from Full Metal Alchemist that have like that are, you know, one part math, one part art. And like I commented on it, I was like, this bugs me for a silly reason that it's not that the numbers are all random. Well, this is saying what it would take to summon them. Also, speaking of Musk, like I was talking about earlier, did you see someone got a hold of the data of how many people have signed up for Twitter Blue? And it is hilarious. Of like the thousands of people who had legacy check marks, uh no, well, I mean, they're kind of random. Well, the D20s, like, you have two 20s. I don't know if the dice are random. They're in sets of 3 types. What do you mean? Let's look at it. D6, D8, D20, D6, D8, D6, D8, D20, D8, D20, D6, D20. Oh! Oh, you're looking at the material. Okay. Sorry, I'm so used to like using plain dice that like I like the idea of like artwork or special coloration or fancy patterns on dice completely flies over my head. But now that you mention it, I see it. Yes, they could have had them all different. Or they could have arranged them in a pattern that wasn't just 3 3 3 3. Okay. Hmm. But yeah, I guess they could have done different. So that brings up the question, Nabiru. What would someone have to put in a summoning circle to summon you? I think in order to summon me, they'd need like uh there'd have to be dice, probably like a book, a gunpla. Not sure what else. Hmm. Why did the thing flag I got it right, the emoticon? Why did it flag the emoticon? I'm working on learning the difference between emoticons and emojis. What did Silva say? I didn't see Silva say anything. Or are you just preemptively saying that? Yeah, seems preemptive. Were they just presuming you were going to say something, Silva? Well, that seems a bit presumptuous. I'm sure Silva, as a nice and supportive friend, would never say anything that would make you distraught. Oh, because Silva knows. Burden of having friends for so many years. Okay. Oh no. So there's this. Oh my gosh. There's this VTuber, Pipkin Pippa, who is a little bit crazy. And she made a post. She's a bunny VTuber, right? Bunny girl VTuber, right? And she made this post about like, oh yay, there's got the first bootleg merch. Someone's making merch and selling it in my name, and they're selling it on the Walmart marketplace. And she went to take a look at it, right? And let me grab. I'm not going to leave it on screen for very long because it is kind of gruesome. Actually, I'm not sure if I should put it on screen because it does have blood. Yeah, I'm not going to put it on screen. I'm not going to put it on stream because it does have blood on it. But I can. Yeah, it looks like as if Pipkin Pippa. Sorry, I couldn't talk there. Had like skinned Pecora alive and like is wearing Pecora's hair and ears with blood still dripping off of them. Oh my gosh. There's even more Pipkin Pippa bootleg merch. People are already making bootleg Pipkin Pippa merch. But like she made a tweet about it. She's like, my first bootleg. I wonder what kind of art they stole for it. Oh, I'm sorry, Silva. She saw it, she's like, oh, and then she like retweeted her thing, was like, in honor of officially claiming the title of Walmart Pecora, I'll be drinking myself to sleep tonight. Uh, I there's so much fake merch that's up here on the Walmart site. Oh, yeah. At least I know there's no fake merch of me. You know, I'll search. I'll just on the off chance, I'll search because there's no art of me. Yep, nothing of me on the Walmart marketplace. Print out a picture of me on an iron-on and put it on a shirt. No, like here's the thing, right? I have uh I have Stream Elements, right? And one of the things with Stream Elements is you can put together merch. They have a partner with a merch production company where if you give them images, they can put your logo or other images that you give them on t-shirts, on mugs, on phone cases. So I could have merch. I could literally have merch. Um ugh. But like I don't, because I don't expect there's a market for it. And like while I don't think it cost me anything to make the merch because it gets like made on demand, I think. Um I don't want to be uh I don't want it to be a thing that I'm just pushing, and like I don't want it to be like I already have my Ko-fi in the corner, right? Which is actually really funny. Kofi sent me a things like, here's to you having a Kofi account for 1 year, and I'm like, has it really been a year since I made my Kofi account? Holy cow! Like I don't push it, I don't advertise it, I don't put content up there. I just leave the tag up on my stream so that way if anybody sees it and wants to, I put it in my Discord or whatever. But I try not to like because I don't want to be like shilling out to people, you know. Yeah. So it's funny in I'm looking to see if there's any memes or other stuff to talk about. Family had shirts for DM and so on. Aw, that's so fun. Ugh. So do you play D&D often? I know you do the role play stuff through the message boards, but you've mentioned a couple times playing D&D, Nabiru. Uh, with family every so often, hard scheduling. Did it once online with friends. That's good. Aw. All right. So, all right. What kind of character do you normally play, Nabiru, whenever you play with family? Like, I can't imagine playing with my family. I don't know what type of character I would play. Then again, if I played with my family, I'd probably be the dungeon master. It would probably have to be the DM. Jeez, now that's making me wondering what kind of character would my mother play? Like, that's always interesting, like the role play opportunities. Chuny Sorcerer, Say So Bard. I don't know. Like, I would want to play a magical boy, probably, but I'd also want to play a big, bulky knight. Or I'd play like a human fighter. Like, there's so many characters you could like, and that's part of the curse of being a DM. Is you always have so many character ideas, and they just end up becoming NPC, right? Someone was talking about what to do. If your players don't have a healer, like what do you do in order to keep them alive? And I talked about how like I made a celestial warlock and as a NPC that followed the party and did whatever the party told them to do and um played it off as the the NPC was a worshiper of a celestial deity that wasn't powerful enough to make a cleric. So but they could make a warlock. Um and then like just gave them Eldritch Blast for if the party needed extra firepower, but they just would stay in the back and heal people. And the person was just like, at that point, why don't you just one of the NPC stat blocks. And I'm like, because this gives me an excuse to use one of my character ideas. Like, a lot of the NPC stat blocks are boring. You are true. There are fates worse. Someone just posted a web comic that uh I don't want to share it because it's somebody else's art. Um but you become oh, that's funny. Right. All right. So, yeah, it would be like it's one thing. You know, I don't know. My mom was always such a cheerful person, but I don't know how well deal with all the math involved with playing an RPG. That is rough. That is rough. -4 for 3 turns. That's kind of evil. That is so rough. Ugh. Okay. Uh, I saw a meme here. I gotta share with you all. Old cartoon villains were always, "I'm Dr. Pollution and I'm going to outlaw sharing," or "I'm Mr. Grayscale and I'll replace the world's rainbows and imagination with sad robots." Thought they were corny and cloying. I don't know what, probably cloying. I don't know. But now those literal guys run every industry. Our world needs Captain Planet. Oh my gosh. That brings me to my next question, right? Does Captain Planet count as a magical girl story? Like, hear me out. You have a group of young adults, of teenagers that are highly motivated uh, to make the world a better place and keep getting into all kinds of crazy hijinks, facing off against tons of big bads, and they use powerful magic rings in order to gain the power to change the world. And through an awesome and exciting summoning sequence. Well, it's not a transformation; it is a summoning sequence. But though each of them had their rings could do things separately, but um, like there is a magical girl like sequence whenever they summon Captain Planet. I'm just saying, just saying. I feel like it's a possibility. Yeah, definitely a fantasy setting where one superhero is able to actually change systemic problems. All the systemic problems in there are all caused by by a group of people that you can just punch to make the problem go away. I guess it would be a shonen. I guess you could say it's a shonen. Watered down Bleach? What? I don't think Bleach ever dealt with systemic problems that actually plagued our world, like pollution and uh, out of control industry and deforestation and just environmental problems. All right, I gotta. So, did you all hear? I mean, besides being a shonen with magical items, I guess, but they don't super battle much. They're usually like solving puzzles. Well, the equivalent of real world puzzles. Yeah, there was a Sentai segment in the filler arc. Also, to be fair, like with the Bankai and the different like big super moves and transformations, like Bleach felt like a Sentai sometimes. Like all of the different, well, at least maybe more like a rider because you had Ichigo that just had all of the powers. What's your fun question, Nabiru? If the Planeteers did henshin, would their outside outfits be Sentai, Rider, or Magical Girl? I'd say Magical Girl. I think it would be some kind of Magical Girl. Hmm. Yeah, I definitely think that because their enemies are so nebulous and vague that it's the stereotypical magical girl fighting darkness and evil. But yeah, I can see. Like, I think it would be. Funny, I went to bed super early last night, but I'm still tired today. But yes, power of friendship's always OP. But Heart never really did anything. Now I want to go back and rewatch Captain Planet. Oh my gosh. I've been looking into what anime to watch with my partner. Controlling the heart could turn evil to good and good to evil. Yeah. You got any real robot mecha anime that have dubs? That are similar to Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood? It was really funny. I was talking to Silva about it last night. Well, you are right, Full Metal Alchemist is not. Um, but Full Metal Alchemist is my partner's favorite anime. So I'm trying to find anime that are similar. So I was talking to Silva about it last night, and Silva suggested Gravion, and I was like, "And that's definitely Super Robot." Also, I'm worried that it might be a little too ecchi. Silva just went on this whole tirade about like to deny etchiness is to deny anime, one of this whole philosophical debate, and I was like, "What?" Sorry, Silva, I gotta roast you a little bit for that one. I think there's a lot more to anime than being ecchi. Like most of the ecchi scenes, I primarily ignore or look for shows without them. I think different people look for different things in anime. Um, and like ecchi is not my thing. It's not really a thing I look for in anime anymore. I won't say I've grown out of it because that implies that it's a trait of immaturity, and that's not my judgment to make. Um, Like I did go through a phase where I very much enjoyed ecchi anime. I will admit that, right? Um, but it's just not what I'm looking for anymore. Like Gravion, I put up with it because I wanted to finish Gravion. Ugh. What mecha anime have you got, Nabiru? Let's see what you got. I know you know a lot of anime. Let's see if we got any other memes. Let's talk a little bit about what we're supposed to be talking about tonight, according to the stream. We're going to be talking about magical girls and about TTRPGs, about RPGs and gaming. Eureka 7, Gravion, Gios, Gundams, Vandred, Kitty Grade, Go Danner, Burst Angel, Full Metal Panic. What is Kitty Grade? Let me take a look at that. It's kind of ecchi. Bah, 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 bah. But they're bars, better conflict, no fair world. Oh, it gets dark and moody. Okay. Interesting. Burst Angel. That sounds familiar. That sounds like something I've heard before. So do they pilot mechs in Kitty Angel? Kitty Grade? As a mecha, but the cast really needs a clothing budget. Burst Angel. For Burst Angel. Okay, let me take a look at Burst Angel. Future Rise Group. Interesting. Little bit bizarre. You said that they pilot mechs? The main character has a mech? Interesting. Looks like it's a Wild West-ish type story. Uh-huh. The mech looks cool. Everybody definitely needs more clothing, that's for sure. What were the other ones you listed? Go Danner. Oh, Godnar. Alright. Godnar. Okay. I think I've heard of this, but I don't think I've ever seen it. Oh, it got a North American release, so it might be dubbed. Okay. Interesting. Not entirely what I'm looking for. Yeah, the pilot suits definitely look very Gravion. What's the mech look like? Find the mech. It looks cool. It's the thing is, it's a super robot show, and my partner was saying that they were interested more in uh, a real robot show. Well, so that was their knee-jerk reaction, but this might be something. So, okay, mecha anime are primarily separated into two categories: super robot and real robot. Um, super robot are very fantastical with um a lot of pseudoscience powers. Usually the characters yelling out attack names, um, and usually dealing with overcoming great threats with the power of courage and friendship and love. Um, like G Gundam is a super robot. Um, with there's also usually some kind of like martial arts or the mech mimicking the movements of the pilot and stuff like that is also a common trope for super robot. Real robot deals with mechs that look like they could be built with modern technology with maybe one or two steps ahead. The original Gundam was a real robot. Usually in real robot, the Gundams are the machines are expensive. They're built by they usually have to be built by governments, so they're usually very military or war stories. Um, there's cost. New machines are always going to be more powerful than older machines, whereas in super robots, a lot of times older machines will be ancient technology that is so much more powerful than the new machines. Um, so real robot is like very realistic. Stories that are very grounded and dealing with they very rarely, well, not very rarely, um if they deal with aliens, it's usually in a very limited capacity. Like the aliens are an enemy or a threat of some kind. um that has been done. It's not as common. Like whereas in Super Robot, it's very often for aliens to be the thing. Like they're fighting off an alien invasion or something, where they're fighting off monsters. Also, Super Robot not normally, but a lot of times Super Robot has robot versus monster, robot versus alien, whereas Real Robot is most of the time robot versus robot or robot versus tank. And like Super Robots have kind of kind of super robots are also usually big. Usually super robots are massive. They are huge, bulky, um, with broad shoulders, and just looks really big. Whereas real robots are normally like they're like walking tanks. They're things that are of very believable sizes. They're maybe like, you know, 20 to 30 feet tall. I'm curious to see how Silva's gonna simplify this. Oh, that's weird. Why did the thing flag super robots are usually Megazords? It, one of the bots flagged it. I see it on the screen, but it's not in the actual chat. Oh, okay, never mind. So it didn't flag it. It it I had top chat on instead of live chat, and for whatever reason, it's made your message not a top chat statement. It just made it a live chat statement. So, like, people who only have top chat on won't see what you said. That's really funny. Yeah, costly piloted machines without special attacks. All right. uh, what? Ooh, I think I might have to go read something. Hold on, let me share something real quick. Only tangentially related. Yeah, I won't read that whole thing. But yeah, anyone who's read Animorphs extensively will tell you that is not a happy-go-lucky kid's story. It tells a gruesome and painful war story in a simplified manner that kids can digest. Kind of. But I didn't realize that the author put uh uh I didn't realize the author put them online for free. Let me find that. That might be what I start reading before bed. Reformatted. Ooh. cool. I could download these and just read them on my phone. I mean, they're kids' books, but they're still good. Let me bookmark this. Yeah, someone on, I don't know. See, here's the thing. It says that the author put them up online for free, but when I just Googled it, um, it says that the Reddit community put them online for free. Maybe the Reddit community did it with the permission of the author? Refreshing myself on your list, still looking over all the robot and mechs you've seen. Okay, Nabaru, I appreciate it. Okay. So it's not an official source, but Applegate expressed support for the Animorphs forum in the past, and I guess um I guess Applegate never did anything to like get them pulled down. Are the free PDFs okay? First Angel can't require powers, but it's etchy. There was one called Cosmopolitan Prayers. It's magical girl piloting a Sentai mecha. Ooh, I'll look into that. Okay. Alright, I found an answer on them. So, apparently, I'm going to look up that anime, Cosmopolitan Prayers, in a second, because that fits more of the theme. But this is answering this question about Animorphs. Someone made a Reddit thread asking if it was true that Applegate put them up for free. The forum r/Animorphs put the books up for free via PDF, right? And at the time, Catherine Applegate said that since Scholastic had no intention of giving any legal way for people to experience the books, like they weren't back in print, that wasn't set for ebook, it wasn't like set up for that at all. She said that I think it's Catherine. Anyway, they'd said that they were okay with people reading the essentially bootleg ones on that were put together by the forums, but they'd asked that if the series ever came back to print, they asked that fans would support the official release. Since then, it was officially released they were officially released as ebooks. So, like technically fans are encouraged to purchase the ebooks if you can. I cannot purchase the ebooks. I'll probably be downloading the PDFs. So that's what happened with that. Okay. Oh, jeez. Moments Mecha. Always like Ray Earth was good. I enjoyed Ray Earth. Apparently, there was an effort to remake the Animorphs books like with more modern references. Um, but they only remade the first 7 or so and didn't finish the entire series. Oh. Paper or E would be nice. Hey Tom, we were just hanging out talking about anime, talking about books, talking about all kinds of stuff, just having a nice chit chat. How are you doing? We were talking about TTRPGs earlier, talking about magical girls, talking about giant robot shows. You're well? How was your week? I haven't talked to you since Wednesday. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, Burst Angel Mech I already looked at. That one. Cosmopolitan Prayers. What is this? Tax season 95% over. Nice. My week's alright. Been trying to have energy to do things, and it can be kind of frustrating sometimes. Like when I just run out of energy to do something and I need to get it done, and then I'm just like forcing myself and struggling to get through whatever I'm working on, and then I'm just like exhausted and pass out afterwards. But that's been kind of my week, dealing with some stressful stuff. But yeah, that's my week. Had I don't know, we had the yeah, I guess that's something I could work on, Tom. Breaking things into chunks. Sometimes I get exhausted from things that aren't even work. I get exhausted from things that are supposed to be fun. And that's always frustrating. Like, I was watching an episode of Critical Role last night. And Critical Role episodes are usually about 4 hours. It's watching a D&D session. And they're always like they know how to be really entertaining. And I'm in a watch party where I'm chatting with people like through text as we're all watching the show. And like 2 people in the chat room started arguing about something completely unrelated to the episode, and just reading their posts as they just started arguing with each other, and just got kind of killed the vibe for me. And then that kind of pulled me out. And then towards the end of the episode, I just got exhausted. And I'm like, okay, we know how long the runtime is because they pre-record the episodes. So I'm like, I have like between 10 to 20 minutes till the end of this episode. I do not want to rewatch the entire rebroadcast just to catch the last 10 to 20 minutes, right? But I was just burnt out. And it wasn't like I was doing work, it was just my attention span and my exhaustion from just dealing with bad vibes, I guess. Um I like seeing people arguing even if I'm not involved in the argument kicks off my anxiety. Um which that's a big problem I have. Um and I know it sounds really silly when you say it out loud. But it is what it is. Um and yeah, that last that last 20 minutes was just really brutal for me in order to make it through, but I made it through, and as soon as the episode was over, I just flopped into bed. I didn't even really hang around and chat with people in the chat room after to talk about the episode afterwards. I just flopped into bed and passed out right after that. Like I think I might have like used the bathroom first, but then yeah, I just flopped into bed and was just dead. Thank you, Tom. Yeah, it is what it is, and like trying to deal with um uh life stuff can be kind of hard. Uh I try and I struggle. Um but you know, we all do the best we can with what we have, you know? Okay. Yes, that is a great way to describe it, Tom. When you do all the right things and your brain doesn't make the stupid happy chemical. Uh but yeah. Anyway, so uh yeah, it's not exactly what I'm looking for, Nabiru. We were talking about different giant robot anime earlier, different mecha anime, because I enjoy mecha anime, and I was looking for an anime to watch with my partner as kind of an activity to do together, because it's like we're doing distance, so it helps to have digital things to do together, like watching anime. Um, so that's what we were just talking about, which is Yeah, the show. I wouldn't mind if they did a reboot of the show, the Animorph show, and actually like leaned into the stories and the characters and stuff. Iodos. Let me take a look at that. Let me see that. What's that? Is that a game or is that a uh oh, here it is. Yeah, there is a record of Lodos War. Okay. It looks cool. Very fantasy. It's a calm PG version of Vox Machina. That is I actually might enjoy that. I've actually seen Bubblegum Crisis. Bubblegum Crisis was one of the first animes I watched, and it was really funny because um I was hanging out with my friend who was like trying to get me into anime, right? And I was like, I kind of knew some stuff about anime, but I didn't know much. And my friend would always talk about, uh, that sounds really cool, Tom. But yeah, my friend, he would always talk about how cool and how epic, and he would always gas himself up about how like and talk about himself like he was some sort of superhuman. We were silly, like, 19, 20 years old, He'd always talk about himself like he was this amazing person who like never needed to sleep, could survive on very little food, had all of these great skills and was very capable and threatening. But like I always had to save him from all of his stupid ideas because he'd always get himself in over his head and I always had to keep saving him from stuff. And it was funny because he would always brag about the fact that he didn't need sleep. He could go with long periods of time without sleep and he'd only ever fall asleep if he wanted to fall asleep. And anytime we'd watch anime together, he would pass out. He would just pass out so then I'd be stuck at his house, right, in the middle of the night when he lived with his parents. And with him asleep, and I didn't know his parents really well. I don't know who you think it is. Do you think it's my German friend who drove the Audi? I'm not saying names. Yeah, that's him. But yeah, it was always funny because we watch anime. We'd get like partway through the first episode of a DVD, and he would just and just be out like a light. And it was just a funny example for me of yet another thing that he claimed to be powerful or good at or like skilled at. Um, but he just wasn't. But I'm not thinking about like how I started with anime. So I think one of my first anime when I was growing up was probably G Gundam when I was a kid. I watched G Gundam and then I watched Zoids. Um, I remember trying to draw the Gundam, the burning Gundam from G Gundam. Uh, as a kid, yeah, Zoids was great. I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again because it's my stream and I'm allowed to do that. Um, but I enjoyed Zoids. So when I started Zoids, I started on New Century Zero because that's what aired first, right? Um, and I used to wake up at like 5:30, 6 a.m. In order to watch the new episode, in order to watch the episodes every day, right? To watch them on Cartoon Network. My dad thought it was weird. My mom's like, "Hey, it gets him up for school." Um, and I used to watch it, and I was like, this was back in the era of dial-up, so going on the internet was like an important thing. So I couldn't go on the internet till like at night when no one else needed the phone. And I uh um I had one night where I was reading fan fiction because I got absorbed into fan fiction. I was reading lots of fan fiction and stories about Zoids, right? And I was going through all of these websites, and I found one that was kind of like one I didn't super like, but I was reading it anyway because it was different. Um, it was one of those stories that was structured like a script, and I'm like, what was that? Yes, dial up, exactly. Ding, 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 ding. Yes. And one night I read this thing. It was structured like a script, and it was talking about a Zoid story, and I didn't understand it. I was having trouble visualizing it. I have seen I've read some of the manga of Breakblade, and I've seen some of the episodes. I think I really want to see it because it's a very interesting story. Um and Pat Labor is also on my list of ones I want to watch. Because like it looks really cool. Um it it looks really cool, and it has very realistic machines. Like they're very small, they're very realistically sized. Um yeah, Pat Labor is where the main characters are a like a really I could see that. I could see that a little bit, Tom. I haven't seen it before, but I could see how you get that concept because you're all these investigating these crimes and investigating these situations as you're a member of an organized governmental force, which is going to be interesting to see how like since you all are like working for a governmental force as your actions start to like reflect back on the organization and some chickens come home to roost. It's going to be interesting to see how all of that pans out. I don't even know what's going to happen there, and I think that's really exciting whenever I don't know exactly how it's going to unfold, which makes it an exciting experience for me as the GM. Hey, you did a little bit of investigating. you left some you left a little trail when you were investigating about that gaming company that was doing the expeditions. You left a little trouble. But yeah. So like I was saying, I had this experience where like I read this thing. It was like structured like a script, and then the next morning when I went to watch Zoids, it was a new Zoid series. It was Zoid's Chaotic Century, and I realized what I had read was the script of the first episode of Zoid's Chaotic Century, and it all of the pieces I'd read the night before started clicking in my brain as I was watching the episode, and I was just like, whoa! And like Zoids tells very different stories for each series. Each series of Zoids is very different, and they're usually so far apart in years that they might as well be in different timelines. Like New Century Zero tells the story of a time when Zoids are used for sports, for like gladiatorial battles, and you know the pilots are trying to figure out this unfolding mystery as they are challenging things, as they're challenging these battles and these dealing with these dark organizations that are trying to interfere with their organized battles. But then you look at Zoid's Chaotic Century, which is a war story, a story of a war-torn land where the wars are fought with Zoids. And well, the Zoids are, if you aren't familiar with them, they're these mechanical life forms that are the ones in the story are very large, with cockpits built into them. That way the people can pilot them. Actually, some of them are. Some of them are alternate worlds, like Zoid's Genesis. The technology works so differently that it has to be another world. It has to be another reality. It's still Planet Z, but it's a different Planet Z. And I think some of the other ones, the technology is just so different. It has to be its own world. But yeah, so Zoids is always a fun one. But like I really enjoy I enjoy like political drama and war stories. Kind of, but once you get into the lore of how Zoids are made, it is. Which anime have I seen already? I've seen a lot of anime. Yeah, you do owe them some payback for shooting at you. You also got to find the number of that bus you got thrown under. So, I should, like, I know I should probably have like a list of like on my anime list page or whatever of all the anime I've seen to keep track of stuff so I don't circle back around to stuff I've seen before. But that's just a lot of work to keep up. But I always like talking about anime on here because all of y'all give me suggestions of anime I haven't seen that I think are pretty interesting. I've heard some people suggesting I've heard some people suggesting Scride. Yeah, my brother was really into Scryed. Gurren Lagann is my favorite anime of all time. Um, I found Gurren Lagann at a part of my life when I needed it, when I really needed that show. Um, Code Geass I still haven't finished. I'm trying to get my partner to watch Code Geass because I think that they would really enjoy it. Yeah, Gurren Lagann's an amazing show. That is like episode 11 of Gurren Lagann is one of the most inspirational episodes of anything I've ever watched. And I really like how they did it in the Gurren Lagann movies. I think they made it even more epic. But still, episode 11 will always hold a special place in my heart of Gurren Lagann. And if I thought my partner might actually enjoy it, I would hands down be like, let's watch Gurren Lagann. But I don't know if it would suit their preferences, because it is very much super robot-y, kick reality to the curb thing. 86 is another one I think my partner would like though. 86 was so good. I was watching the dub until I reached the end of the dub, but I think they finished dubbing everything now. Yes. Yeah. Exactly, Tom. But yeah, 86 was such a powerful show. Oh my gosh. Like I was watching those episodes, like I was watching those. I started watching 86 when it was the middle of the break between part 1 and part 2. And I think I was like watching them at the episodes. I would catch up to where they were. I'd give it a few weeks, then I'd catch up after it started airing again. I think I watched the last episode like the day after it aired, and it was just such a special moment. And it's like 86, the mechs do not look like traditional anime mechs, right? But that's part of what gives them its charm. And it's makes it feel so realistic. Like I heard one person describe it as like the mechs in 86 don't look like standard anime mechs, but they look like what mechs are probably going to look like if we ever make them. Like the kind of low to the ground spider mechs that are just really mobile and have different weapons mounted on them. The spider tanks. And I think that that leans into the realism, but there still is like some like otherworldly elements. Like it doesn't quite take place on Earth, and those little differences between yeah, yeah. I know there was a lot of sadness because the dub was so good, but the voice actor who played the main character in 86 in the English dub um got cancer and was like, "Hey, I have to bow out. This other great voice actor is going to take my place. Um, I just got to go kick cancer's butt real quick and everything." And everybody was cheering for him. And then he ended up, uh, you know, passing. Uh, yeah, it was so sad. I think he also was the voice actor I think he also did Naofumi from Shield Hero. That's the main character. I think we'll find something to watch with between me and my partner. I think a lot of what we're watching doesn't have to be like revolutionary, life-changing anime. I think it's just that we wanted something to do together to spend time, so I can share one of my favorite pastimes, which is mecha anime. Um, but yeah, that was so with the passing of that voice actor, it was so sad. Now, Code Geass is one I haven't finished yet. I think you were suggesting Code Geass. That's one I said, like I said, I'm trying to get my partner to look into. They said they like looked at, I think, a wiki page or something and thought it looked interesting. Yes. Yeah, that's what I've heard. That it gets really dark after a while. Okay. Mm-hmm. What Macross seasons have you seen, Tom? I'm curious because Silva and I are watching our way through. We watched through the original Macross, and this is Silva, one of the other viewers in chat, and we're currently working our way through Macross 7. Well, no, it's not the seventh. It's not the seventh anime, it's named Macross 7 because it's the 7th Macross fleet. It's the second show. It's the sequel to original Macross. It's the one with the rock music. It's the one that so far gets really, really silly and pseudosciency, but has been really fun. Yeah, I grew up on Robotech, which is why Macross was so revolutionary to me. And like, it's really sad that like the whole thing. So this company called Harmony Gold bought the rights to release Macross in the US, and they still have the rights to that. Like that doesn't expire. And so they used it to make Robotech. And like as new Macross series are coming out in Japan and the Macross franchise is continuing, they're not really making more Robotech. They're not using that footage, they're not using that material. And no one can release it. There can be no official releases of anything Macross as long as Harmony Gold holds the license, because they won't do it because they don't want to invalidate Robotech. And so a lot of fans are just really frustrated that they can't get any of the official Macross stuff, for like Macross Frontier or Macross Delta, the most recent Macross season. Silva, Robotech is literally 3 animes wearing a trench coat. Yeah, there was that whole lawsuit. What was it? What was that one? It was the Phoenix. One of the Phoenix models of BattleTech was literally a straight rip of a Valkyrie fighter, and there was a whole lawsuit involved. So then they had to stop making that particular type of Phoenix, and a lot of the other Phoenix models got caught in the lawsuit too. Yeah, I remember that. It was so funny. I think BattleTech originally pulled a couple things from a couple different mech franchises. Yes. And the Behemoth was literally a copy of one of the other Macross machines. Hmm. Mm-hmm. I believe it, Silva. Yeah. Yeah, I've talked at length about my love of BattleTech. Though I didn't really play the board game. I did kind of do some stuff with the board game, like with Mega Mech, which was like would let people play online. And like I used to make custom machines and share them with people because you could make your own mechs. There were so many tools for making and designing your own mech. I used to come up with like lore and stories. I had a little ongoing fan fiction I was writing for a while of um a planet with a lot of like mech trainers on it being beset upon by uh space pirates and all of the students getting forced into action and having to like customize their training machines in order to be able to fill different combat roles and fight against the space pirates. And I designed different variations of, I think it was the chameleon. Was it? Yes, the chameleon. What is going on with the music right now? Come on. Yeah, it was the chameleon that they all were outfitting for for different situations and varieties of weapons and things to fill different roles in the battlefield as they were fighting off the space pirates. I think it was space pirates. I might have been doing like a clan story where the clans arrived or something. Because I remember that was really popular. I used to live on Sarna.net. I was just ingesting all of the wiki entries for all of the different mechs. Yeah, I had the large laser, the medium lasers, and the small laser. Light machine guns, yes. Oh, they've updated the Sarna wiki with stuff. Oh, now that I'm looking this up, it's funny. They've added all this stuff onto the SarnaNet wiki to expand the story more. Did you know that, Tom, that BattleTech got rebooted? Well, I don't know if reboot's the right word. Revived. They have a new board game out. They've slimmed down the rules to make it more accessible to new people. I don't know exactly what's changed. They released a computer game. Um, it's not. I don't think there's multiplayer in the computer game. I played through the campaign at least. There might be multiplayer. Um, but it uses a lot of like randomly generated stuff to put together things besides the main story missions. Uh, but that was really fun. I didn't really get into BattleTech when it revived. One of these days I might get into it. I just have enough other things on my plate to deal with. Yeah, I can kind of understand that feeling. I try to stay busy with, so it's like I'm I'm I am uh I try to stay as busy as I can because I want to be doing things because I am disabled and can't hold a regular job right now, and I'm really worried that if I don't stay busy, I'm just going to turn into a blob that is just isn't interacting with other people, isn't gaining new skills, and isn't trying to work towards the goal of in the future being able to take care of myself. That is my goal of in the future being able to take care of myself. So now I'm trying to gain skills, experiences, build networks, build communication. I guess you could say I'm kind of on the grind in my own way. To try to use my time as effectively as I can, and while also still contributing to the world around me. Like, I'm very privileged in that I have people who are willing to help me and give me a place to stay while I'm dealing with all of this stuff. And I do my best to help out and to just be as productive as I can, but it's also, yes, that is what I'm trying to shoot for, Tom. I'm trying to stay active in my own way. Speaking of staying active, I haven't. It's funny. I put out that the PDF of my my Magical Girl tabletop role playing game, and I just checked the page, and so far 5 people have downloaded it. Thanks, Tom. I appreciate it. I will if I need to. But yeah, so I put out. I know that 5 people have downloaded my game. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't seen any feedback or no one's told me about it yet. But I still have to it's available for free right now because it's still in prototype. I'm not like selling it, so I didn't make any money off the sales of it. But it's still people that are trying it out or picking it up for themselves. I'm hoping they share it with other people. I put it up on itch.io, and it needs some fine tuning. So let me pull up. I haven't touched this since the beginning of the month. I put it up like end of last month, beginning of this month. It's been like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Let me check. Like a lot of people have seen it, but only 5 people have downloaded it. But that's still something, you know. I know at least like 2 or 3 of those are my friends because I was originally planning to have a playtest, but then whenever we were planning to have the playtest of it, one of the players just couldn't wrap their head around it. I posted it. I uploaded it 19 days ago. I haven't updated the initial upload yet, so this PDF we're going to be working on is even more updated than the one that's currently up. Boop. Boop. Okay. That was not the button I wanted. So this is like, I finally got a picture up here, which is fine. But then as you scroll down, like I want to move this line down a few lines. I want to put that down a few lines. That way it doesn't break up the list. In the process of doing that, hopefully this will move down. So that way that'll fit better there. This list, this should be bold in something. That should be some kind of bold. So I'll fix that. And hopefully this whole list will move down. Yeah, it looks like everything just needs to move down some. And then at some point I need to work on character builds. I need to work on building some characters and then putting the character builds and descriptors in here at the end as example characters. Okay. I'm curious, Tom, I know you said you do some writing and you have a lot of experience in gaming. Have you ever worked on putting together your own game system, Tom? A board game, okay. Talisman. I've never heard of Talisman before. What was your board game about? A big wall of text. I'm not sure how I feel about this big wall of text. If I can format this differently to make it easier to digest. I know having big walls of text isn't always really fun. I just don't want to add too many Yeah, I think this could work some. I think just spacing that down should be fine. Alright, let's try spacing this down. Well, first I'll try spacing this down to play this game. I'll try moving it to be 4 rows down and see if that works. Alright, now let's try this out. Come on. Okay, now let's open this up. Too far. It went too far. So I'll have to take 2 off. Let me see what the rest of it looks like. More mechanics. Yeah, it's too far. Basically a medieval game of life that goes around the board to the mountain in the middle that had evil vicegerent showdown, but you had to get the required thing to pass to inner circles. Ooh, that sounds exciting. Alright, so I'll take 2 spaces off. I wish there was a print preview. If there was a print preview, I wouldn't have to do this every single time. Visurgent's basically an Oathbreaker paladin whose patron is an Archdevil or Demon Lord. Ooh. Yeah, print preview would be easier. Then I don't have to keep opening the next thing. But that's the one thing that like, so that's better. Yeah, so Notion is the program I'm using for making this PDF, right? It has everything from the different presets, the formatting, not the formatting. It has the different presets, the fonts, the boldness, the automatic making the lists, the inserting the different columns. It's got all the stuff I want. The only thing it doesn't have is page breaks. So I can't see where the page ends, and it doesn't give me a print preview. Like, that is one of the things that just really bugs me. A game I want to work on is an underwater steampunk exploration game starred in a port city dive for adventure where the submersibles are machines or suits in that style. Ooh, that sounds exciting, Tom. So you can add page breaks to forms in Notion. You see something. No, I don't want a subpage. I can make a link to it if I want to have the blocks interact with each other. But yeah, Notion's a powerful tool. But yeah, that game sounds really cool, Tom. How would you represent it all? Like, would you do things theater of the mind with that game, with the underwater steampunk exploration, or would you have like an actual board, like that the players would look at and have to explore? Like, what shape would that take, Tom? All right, let's on. Are in space or are on the surface. I want to go below the surface of the water and maybe have caves leading towards stuff to the core of the earth, and stuff with various dangers. Okay. Okay. This is heading 3 is what I have for that. And let's load. Excuse me. I need to expand the descriptors there. Okay. Yeah, give me 1 second. I will be right back. Sorry about that. I had a call come in I had to take. But yeah. That would be cool if you had some kind of Oculus experience for your game. Time is a flat circle, Silva. Yeah, one of the housemates needed to confirm something about the shopping trip tomorrow. Let me take a look at how the rest of this. Alright, that works. This might have actually fixed a lot of things. Gotta make that capitalized, GGD. Gotta move down friendship die a little bit. That's fine. Alright, good night, Silva. I'm gonna be winding down here in a little bit soon. Of course, Nabaru is right. Nabaru is always right. Actually, these things hand out pretty well. Yes, crony. Alright, so let's go up here. I realize, okay, friendship die. 2. Heading 3. Ooh, I just saw your message, Tom. That looks really cool. What's that a picture of? I don't know if it's... It looks really cool. Is that like a... Is that just what inspired you? Okay, so now... Okay. All right, let's open this up. This will probably be the last thing we do before we just start chilling out, which we've been kind of chilling out all night. All right, so this works. That works. That could be smaller. Okay. All right. That works. Now I want the character creation to be down 1. That should move classes down. Okay. Yeah, moving character creation down should move everything else into position. Yeah, it really should. No, modifying defense is what I'll move down. Yeah. Move modifying defense down too. That should fix everything else. I know I said that last one was the last one, but we're so close. I'll probably upload this new one here in a little bit. Oh, character creation. Thought I would have. No, character creation comes way before. Oh, that was a failure. Yep, I did that wrong. This is heading 2. Okay. Baba. There we go. I'm going to save over the last one. Okay. Okay. So, Tom, how many players would your game be for? I'm curious. Probably take 1 off of that, but let me see how this fares with everything else. Ooh. Actually, advancement needs to go down 1. Yeah, just move down to advancement. It didn't move down any of the further ones. Okay. All right. Well, I could do this all night. So let's wind down for the night. Thank you all for humoring me as I struggle through this process of dealing with page breaks. I might do more of this and have it be a writing stream and just have a dedicated PDF writing stream. Oh, that'd be cool. Like have all the players play different roles on the ship or something. That could be really fun. So that way everyone has something different to do. That could be really fun. Get in the suit and scuba dive, exactly. Everybody swims. Yeah, that could be really fun. Do you know what kind of dice you're going to use, or is your game going to use dice at all, Tom? Like, my game is a D8 system. It uses D8s and I think D6s. This primarily uses D8s for everything, but I think I have some. I'm going to introduce some things to use D6s. It will use dice? Okay. Yeah, it walks, so it's not really swimming, it's more walking along the bottom. That's cool. I mean, dice is such a powerful tool for role-playing games. Okay, that's cool, Tom. Well, I hope you do have a chance to carve out some time for it. It's important. Like, you do so much stuff for so many other people. Like, just seeing how you run the game that I'm in, and like you're participating in the game that I'm running. Like, I think it'd be great for you to carve out some time to work on something that was for you. You know. All right. I saw one meme. Hold on. Oh my gosh. So, what's her name? Ginny D does like D&D and RPG content, and she had one that was a little skit she did about like when you don't want your dice to burn up all the good rolls, where she was playing the like she was playing a player, and then whenever she would roll her pink dice, it would change, and it was one of those like YouTube things where like one person plays all the roles in the skit, and so it would be her in like a pink shirt being like the pink dice, and it would hold up a number like 20. Goes back to the player. Okay, all right, all right. That was just a perception roll, and then just kept going and kept getting all the good rolls on really useless stuff, and then got like really good on initiative, and then got to the one point when the player's like, okay, maybe I should put you away so that way you can cool off a little bit and tag in another dice real quick, and and the little dice is like, no, I can do it. I'm on fire. Keep me in, coach. Rolls a 2. Well, I got a little confused. There's a 2 and a 20. Give me one more try. Okay, maybe I am a little bit burnt out when she rolled a 5 on the next one. And I just thought it was so funny because we have hero point stats. Ooh, a stat players can use for heroic boosts at timely encounters where they would otherwise fail. Ooh, that's fun. But it's really interesting how we as a gaming community have developed these superstitions about cursed dice, about uh, dice needing to go into dice jail, and like it's so silly when you talk about it, but then like in practice, everybody knows it's true. Like it's like a lot of those like old sailor superstitions where it's or like those baseball superstitions that are like well, both sailors and baseball have heavy superstitions, but then they get proven time and time again, and you can't disprove them. Um, or like if you or like the superstition where it's like if I wear my lucky jersey, my team wins. Yes, and I think that's one of the things that like has been kind of lost in the digital age has been the experience of like tagging out dice, putting dice in a dice jail. Though I did have one game where my players got so mad at the dice, no one was rolling above a 10. And one player was like, you know what? No, I refuse. We have failed everything all night long. No, I am going to go get my own actual dice. I'm going to roll it, and then I'm going to tell you what I get. And I'm like, okay, I guess I can trust this player not to make up a number, right? And they rolled it, and then they never told me what they got. And like the conversation went on. I was like, hey, when you didn't tell me what you got when you rolled your dice, I was gonna give you a chance for it. And then they were like, I got a 5. And I was like, oh, I see. That's why they didn't say anything. uh yeah, it was funny. It was one of those moments where you were just like, well, maybe it wasn't the dice, maybe it just was a bad night for rolls. I want to share something. It's not quite a meme, but it's definitely something that's interesting. Whenever we talk about living in a global like economy, a global society, this is something I think about. Hawaiian pizza was invented in Ontario, Canada in the 1960s by Greek immigrants who was inspired by the mix of sweet and savory flavors found in Chinese food. It went on to become the most popular pizza in Australia. Mr. Worldwide of Pizza. The hero points are kind of earned through getting renown by doing things or successful ability checks, etc. Players can bank them to re-roll the die / add a die and things like that. That's cool. That reminds me of the hero point system from Mutants and Masterminds. I haven't touched Mutants and Masterminds in so long. Whenever I moved, I had to put all my Mutants and Masterminds rulebooks in storage. But yeah, in Mutants and Masterminds, players earn a hero point through creative role play, doing something that might be suboptimal, but it's something their character would do, or coming up with a unique and creative solution to a problem, or doing something in a special way. And then they could save their hero points, and then when they cash in their hero points, they could do it. Yeah, yeah, because they have like I think they have trademarked the name hero points. So it's funny because Green Ronin has trademarked the name hero points. Well, if I understand properly, because I was relatively new to it, DC Heroes was an offshoot of Mutants and Masterminds. Because DC Heroes uses a lot of the like I've read some of the DC Heroes books. I just don't know, like because Mutants and Masterminds, the DC Heroes rules are very similar to Mutants and Masterminds second and third edition, but they're very different from first. Now I want to Google it. What came first, DC Heroes or Mutants and Masterminds? Mm-hmm. They've both gone through 3 editions. Bah, bah, bah. I'm reading the wiki now. So first edition of Mutants and Masterminds came out in 2002. Oh, okay, yeah, that's way before. Wow. All right. Is there still modern versions of here we go, DC Heroes. Heroes can through creative gaming get rewarded with buff stats. Yes, that is definitely interesting. Oh. Very interesting. Something marine themed. That'll be cool. Yeah, that's really cool. Name it something marine themed. Yep. Call it like, I don't know, the swell of the sea or something, or like high or tide coming in, or call it like tidal points, or I don't know. Cephalopods are your second favorite animal behind orcas. Ooh. Alright, let me see if there's any other cool things to talk about. Cephalopods are interesting. Are those the ones with shells, or are those the ones without shells? Are snails cephalopods? Now I gotta look that up. Yeah, it's an octopus. Okay. Octopus, squid, not shelled things. Okay. Nautilus have shells. Okay. That's not a slug. Okay. Okay. Got it. I will try to keep that in mind. I'm learning something new every day. I mean, I try to learn something new. Like just the other day, um, my partner was educating me on like the difference between emoticons and emojis, because like I grew up with emoticons and then now there's emojis, and like trying to learn what's an emoticon or what's an emoji is just like makes me feel old. Um, I still don't quite know the difference, but I understand some ideas of general descriptors of the two groups. Yeah, like that, Nabiru. Well, to be fair, Tom, I asked because I was like, is that an emoticon or an emoji? Because I tried using one and I was curious. And I wanted to learn. I want to learn the things. About the emoticons, the emojis. Exactly. I think. I know you are, Tom. I know you are. You're just being a silly goose. You're just being a silly goose. Alright. Well, this Bitmoji. Oh no, what's a Bitmoji? Oh no, what's a Bitmoji? I just learned emojis. Is that a Bitcoin emoji? What is a Bitmoji? Is an app that so it allows you to make your own emojis. Okay. So it lets you make custom emojis. Okay. Okay. I was scared. I was like, don't tell me the Bitcoin bros have their own emojis now. Cause I hear bit and that's what I think. Cause like that's get this pizza off my face. Oop. I always forget that I have a picture up there. Whole time I'm just talking from behind the pizza. Oh, 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 whoa. All right. Okay, let me just share one last meme before we wind down, before I say my positive affirmations for the night. So I shared a meme before that was talking about how there was a study that was done that shown that modern day house cats' brains are getting smaller. House cat brains are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And it had a picture of this orange cat just staring at the camera. And and the joke was that this surprises no one because cats are just getting dumber. And someone responded to that thing saying, "Not fair. That cat is orange." And then I saw this meme. He's only 6 days old, and I can already tell he's going to be so stupid. I guess I'll read it for anyone who might be. Oh, Tom, you just sent me a meme. What is? I'll share this one because it's funny. Like, he's only 6 days old, and I can already tell he's going to be. Anyway, so I got distracted. I'll read this for anyone who might be watching that has trouble reading the screen or is just listening in the background. Yesterday at the foster clinic, there was a woman with a litter of tiny, tiny kittens, one of whom was a beautiful orange and white creamsicle. I told her, "I love orange boy cats. They are all so stupid." And the foster mom said to me with tears of love in her eyes, face glowing with maternal pride, "He's only 6 days old, and I can already tell he's going to be so stupid." I aspire to be able to inspire those kind of emotions in people by being stupid. And then this one, a big cat's telling a nursery rhyme to little cats. "Itsy bitsy spider, climb up the kitchen wall. Bat at the spider till you make it fall. There at the spider, it's just lying there. Sniff it, walk away, then scratch the leather chair." Ah, that actually works lyrically. Okay. All right, so those of you who've been here before know that I like to end my night with positive affirmations, saying positive statements about my viewers. So to Silva, Nabiru, did anyone else show up? To Tom, I believe that those are the only ones who talked. Oh, it is true, Tom. Orange cats are so stupid. Uh, but yeah, to Tom, to Nabaru, to Silva, to anyone else who watched the stream and didn't say anything and just lurked in the background, to anyone who watches this VOD afterwards, I want to say that I love all of you and I believe in each and every one of you. I think that you all are wonderful, precious treasures. Each one of you is unique and brings a special, one of a kind energy that only you can bring to everything you do. I think that each one of you makes this world a better place just by being in it, and I'm glad every day to live in a world with you in it. Taught your cat fetch. That's impressive. Now, could the cat fetch anything, or was it only like one toy that the cat would fetch? That's what I'm curious about. Also, thank you all for being here and being a member of this community. Always remember the Star Hunter motto: shoot for the stars, have wonderful adventures, live your dreams, and always stop to enjoy the memes. If you want to, I do ask that you like the stream. It helps the algorithm with pushing it out to other people. And also, if you have any friends or family or other or acquaintances that you think might enjoy my content, feel free to invite them to my streams or to show them any of my previous content. Next stream is going to be Monday at 8:30 p.m. EST. Today's Friday, right? Yes, today's Friday. So yeah, next stream is going to be Monday. Crumpled paper balls and small cat toys. Ooh, that's nice. Aw, it sounds adorable though. And if you want to keep up with what I'm doing on YouTube, be sure to subscribe and ding the notification bell to let you know whenever I go live or release any new content. Even if you are subscribed, check to make sure you're still subscribed. Sometimes it automatically unsubscribes people. It's really weird like that. And if you want to keep up with what I'm doing outside of YouTube, you can follow me on Twitter or join my Discord. Links to both of those are down in the description below. Always remember, you're never required to donate to be a member of this community. You're never required to give money to be here and to enjoy my content. Your time, your attention, and your energy are payment enough, and I'm grateful to all of you for being here. With that said, if you ever feel motivated to donate to improve the stream or to improve my life, there are links where you can do that in the description down below. Have yourselves a wonderful night, a wonderful weekend, and I hope you all get to have some great games and some great experiences with people you care about. Good night.